On July 17, 2026, the world of cricket fell silent. Sir Garfield Sobers, Barbados's greatest cricket icon and widely regarded as one of the finest all-rounders the game has ever seen, passed away at 89. From the Caribbean to cricket's greatest stages, Gary Sobers didn't just play the game, he redefined it. His close friend and former teammate Michael Holding remembered him simply.
Well, I will remember him as someone who just walked the earth and let people talk about his greatness. He was always there, willing to smile, willing to talk, willing to have some fun.
Today, let's remember not only the extraordinary cricketer the world admired, but the remarkable man behind the legend. Long before the world called him King Cricket, Garfield Sobers was simply a boy growing up on Walcott Avenue in Barbados, where life taught him about hardship before cricket taught him about greatness. He was the fifth of 6 children born to Shamant and Thelma Sobers. When Gary was just 5, his father, a merchant seaman, was killed during World War II after his ship was torpedoed. Suddenly, his mother was left to raise 6 children with very little. My father died when I was 5 and my mother had 6 of us, Sobers later recalled. His eldest brother was only 11 when he had to leave school and work to help support the family. We were not exposed to the kind of education that the boys of today and the people of today are, he explained in an interview with Sportstar. But Barbados gave young Gary another kind of classroom. It was outside, on the streets, where children played cricket with tennis balls and whatever space they could find. Sobers seemed born for movement. Cricket, football, basketball, give him a ball, and somehow he understood what to do with it. By 13, he was playing for Kent St. Philip and practicing with Wanderers. At 15, his left arm spin earned him a place with the police team in the Barbados Cricket League. Then, everything began moving remarkably fast. At just 16, Sobers walked onto Kensington Oval for his first-class debut for Barbados against India and took 7 wickets in the match. A year later, at only 17, he was wearing West Indies colours in Test cricket against England. At first, the world noticed the bowler. Soon, it would discover the batsman. In 1958, against Pakistan in Kingston, Sobers produced the innings that changed how cricket saw him forever. He scored an unbeaten 365, surpassing Len Hutton's Test record of 364. Imagine that moment. A young Barbadian who had grown up playing street cricket with a tennis ball was now standing at the summit of the batting world. And he was only 21. But Sobers wasn't finished becoming Sobers. By the 1960s, he could seemingly do everything. He could attack with the bat, bowl fast-medium, switch to orthodox left-arm spin or wrist spin, and then transform a match in the field. During the 1966 tour of England, he scored 722 runs at an average above 100 and took 20 wickets as West Indies won the series 3-1. The nickname King Cricket no longer sounded like an exaggeration. Then in 1968, playing for Nottinghamshire, came another moment cricket would never forget. 6 sixes in a single over against Malcolm Nash, the first time the feat had been achieved in first-class cricket. Sobers also carried the responsibility of leadership, captaining West Indies in 39 tests between 1965 and 1972. By the time his test career ended in 1974, the numbers were extraordinary. 8,032 runs at an average of 57.78, 26 centuries, 235 wickets, and 109 catches across 93 tests. Yet numbers alone struggle to explain him. Sir Donald Bradman and generations of cricketers spoke of Sobers with a kind of reverence reserved for very few players. What made him special wasn't simply that he could bat, bowl, and field. It was that on his best days he could dominate a match in almost any way the game allowed. The honors followed the greatness he had already earned on the field. Queen Elizabeth II knighted him in 1975. Barbados named him a national hero in 1998. He entered the ICC Cricket Hall of Fame in 2009, while the Sir Garfield Sobers Trophy ensured that his name would remain connected to cricket's highest levels for generations to come. From a fatherless boy playing cricket on the streets of Barbados to a man remembered as perhaps the greatest all-rounder the sport has ever seen, Gary Sobers built a life that once seemed almost unimaginable. But greatness on the cricket field was only one part of what he left behind. After decades at the highest level of the game, how much wealth did Sir Garfield Sobers build? And what was his financial life really like away from cricket? Income and net worth. Unlike today's cricket superstars, whose contracts and endorsement deals are often public knowledge, there is no widely verified figure for Sobers' net worth at the time of his death. And perhaps that reflects the very different era in which he became a legend. Sobers played 93 tests for the West Indies between 1954 and 1974, scoring 8,032 runs and taking 235 wickets. Yet Test cricket in those decades didn't offer anything close to the multi-million-dollar salaries modern players can earn. His income came largely from match fees, overseas tours, and bonuses, respectable money for the time, but hardly the fortune today's fans might associate with one of the greatest players in history. That made county and league cricket especially valuable. When Sobers joined Nottinghamshire, he reportedly earned around £7,000 a year at one stage, with benefits such as accommodation and a car, an impressive package for a professional cricketer of that era. Earlier league appearances for clubs including Radcliffe, Norton, and Littleborough also brought seasonal payments and match collections, giving him another important source of income. Even after his Test career ended, Sobers continued to earn through the game that had made his name. He became involved with Kerry Packer's World Series cricket in the late 1970s, later worked as a coach and cricket advisor, including a period with Sri Lanka, and remained a highly respected figure at public appearances and sporting events. Back home in Barbados, his fame also opened doors beyond the boundary. Sobers worked in tourism-related roles, while books, interviews, and appearances kept his name in public life. Being knighted in 1975 and later named a National Hero of Barbados only strengthened the extraordinary status he carried for the rest of his life. He possessed a level of talent that, in today's commercial cricket world, might have produced extraordinary wealth. But Gary Sobers played in another time, when greatness could make you famous around the world without necessarily making you one of the world's richest athletes. But away from the records, honors, and financial questions, what was Sir Garfield Sobers really like when cricket was no longer the center of attention? And who shared the quieter chapters of his life? Personal life. During a tour of India in the 1960s, Sobers became romantically involved with Indian actress Anju Mahendru, and the two were briefly engaged. But life eventually took them in different directions. In September 1969, Sobers married Australian Prudence Prue Kirby. Together, they had two sons, Matthew and Daniel, and an adopted daughter, Genevieve. The marriage later broke down. The couple separated in the 1980s and divorced in 1990. Through the marriage, Sobers also acquired Australian citizenship, giving another dimension to a life that had already carried him far beyond the shores of Barbados. Yet Barbados was always home. In his later years, another important person shared that home and the quieter side of his life, his long-term partner, Jackie White. Their story ended with a painful goodbye before his own. According to Barbados Today, Jackie died at their home in Highgate Gardens, St. Michael, in March 2025 after a prolonged illness. She was 73. For Sobers, who had spent so much of his life surrounded by crowds, applause, and admirers, it was a deeply personal loss during the final chapter of his life. But even as he grew older, Sobers never completely withdrew from the world around him. Sobers poured his energy into giving back. He established the Sir Gary Sobers Foundation, aimed at supporting young and underprivileged cricketers worldwide through coaching and mentorship programs. He hoped to build a $50 million endowment to secure its future. He regularly participated in charity cricket matches and supported events such as Dwayne Bravo's charity initiatives for children. Even after retirement, he remained a beloved figure in Barbados. As a national hero, named in 1998, tourism consultant, and cultural icon, he was often seen at public events. He proudly opened the 2007 Cricket World Cup and continued inspiring new generations of players. Age, however, eventually began asking a price for all those years of extraordinary physical effort. Health and death. The repeated stress of bowling, especially his fast medium spells, gradually damaged his knees. After retiring in 1974, he underwent knee surgery, which limited his mobility in later years and affected his beloved game of golf. On July 17, 2026, at the age of 89, Sir Garfield Sobers passed away peacefully at his home in Barbados. While the exact cause was not immediately detailed publicly, it was understood to be related to age and long-term health issues. He is survived by his 3 children, Matthew, Daniel, and Genevieve, and 6 grandchildren. The news sent shockwaves through the cricket world. Barbados didn't simply lose a former cricketer that morning. It lost one of the men who had carried the name of a small Caribbean island onto the world's biggest sporting stages. Prime Minister Mia Mottley announced national mourning and confirmed that Sobers would receive a state funeral, with flags ordered to remain at half-staff until his interment. She offered a farewell that seemed to speak for an entire nation. Sir Gary, Barbados stands for you. The West Indies stands for you. The world stands for you. Across the cricket world, the tributes followed. At Kensington Oval, the place so closely connected to his story, the cricketing community also came together to remember him. Cricket West Indies announced free admission to the one-day internationals against New Zealand on July 19th and 21st, turning those matches into celebrations of the man whose brilliance had inspired generations across the Caribbean. West Indies Cricket President Dr. the Honorable Kishore Shallow, Barbados Cricket Association President Calvin Hope, and the current captains paid heartfelt tributes before play at Kensington Oval, and the tributes stretched far beyond Barbados. Sri Lanka legend Sanath Jayasuriya wrote, "Deeply saddened by the passing of Sir Garfield Sobers, one of the greatest cricketers the game has ever known." And India's Sachin Tendulkar, reflecting on moments from the 2003 World Cup to their last meeting in London, posted, "He truly was the one and only. Going to miss him immensely. Rest in peace, Sir Gary." Perhaps Sir Garfield Sobers will be remembered not only for the records he broke, but for the pride he gave Barbados and the generations he inspired around the world. His innings may be over, but his name will forever belong to cricket history. When you think of Sir Gary Sobers, what is the one moment or memory that best defines his greatness for you? Share your thoughts as we remember a true legend.